the opportunity of the Indian markets. And with that, please welcome to the stage the director from DDP Publications, Mr. Sanjeet.
Thank you, Paul. That's actually, I should say, they're so mean. They're putting me on India after lunch, after you've heard about China. You think, isn't everybody sleeping now? I don't know. Okay, guys, I'm going to request everybody, can you all stand up for a minute? Please stand wherever you are and put your hand next to the person next to you, on his shoulder, please. All of you, please, put your hand to the man on the shoulder. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. And now, please, shoulder. Anyway, you're too far away. So, now please tap his shoulder and say, you did very well. You're here in Kathmandu and Nepal. That's what it is. Okay, I hope you're not sleeping. Don't yawn anyone, please. Go ahead. That's what it is. Okay, since I've got all of you up for a minute, I'm talking about India. And frankly speaking, India is such a big country. I don't know how I'm going to talk about it in 10 minutes. Not possible. But they've told me to tell you something about basics about India. So that's what I'm basically going to be doing. And just to get you to start about with is that, how many of you know India well? Not the Indians, please. How many of you know India very well? Please put both your hands up. All right, good. I'm going to share some details with you, just for everybody to know who do not know, that if I was to fly from north to south of India, I'd be flying for 5 hours. So that's me, technically, I'd be flying from Delhi all the way to... And if I do east to west, I could actually be flying for 4.5 hours. That means that I go beyond Saudi Arabia into Kuwait and other places. That's how big India is. So when we talk about a couple of hours, you know what we basically mean. Okay, that's what it is. I'm not sure if you can read this clearly, but just to give you an idea, we have a huge population, the largest population in the world now. But the good part is that the average age is 29 years. That's something which you guys have to keep in mind. And basically going to go with some of the basic mistakes I think a lot of us do about India, not understanding India. 1/3 of the population, that's only 35% of the population is living in urban areas, where most of the tourists and most of the tourism boards and travel agencies go out and say, okay, I'm in Delhi, I'm in Bombay, and that works. It does not. That's only 35%. Going down, I would really say that we are going to double our airports. The construction of most of the airports has started. So in the next 3 years, we should have something like about 279 airports in India. And most of them would be international. Just to give you an idea how we're looking at it. And, well, everybody knows English is very well spoken, but please understand that we have 22 official languages. So just don't think that because we speak English, that's the way to go. But people like to speak in their local languages, and that's what they like to do. Last of all, at the moment, the outbound from India is hardly 2%. Only 2% of the population is outbound. And we talk about India, you're hearing about India. The moment it goes to 4% and 6%, so you can well imagine what your potential is for the India market. That's something which you need to be very careful about. Did it change? Yeah, all right. Okay, this is what basically, just to give you a great idea about India, domestic market today, or before 2019, I would say was 2.3 billion. That was the number of Indians who were traveling within India. Today, no rooms are available because they're so expensive. If I can safely say today, it is cheaper for me to holiday abroad than holiday in India. I know some of you don't agree with me, but I would think that's what it is if you're living next to an international destination. US, for example, if I take a business class ticket to America, is about $8,000. And the best part is, talk to the airlines. That's what sells first. In fact, there's such a problem where people want to travel in business and not traveling in business, they're going economy because of this reason. That's what the challenge at the moment is. Okay, let's talk about, okay, I'm going to really run through this. This is the pitfall of the destinations for the Indian travelers because a lot of things happened during COVID. A lot of destinations ran away. So instead of that, so I'm not going to get into details with this. I'm just going to tell you those who stayed on, those are the tourism boards who stayed on India have been doing well for themselves. They engaged with the travel trade. For example, I'll give you example of Singapore tourism. I'll give you the example of Dubai tourism, UAE tourism. They all stayed there. Today, they are benefiting, actually reaping the benefit of the success. Some of the avoids mistakes, actually, there's something which is over, and I'm hoping, I know somebody said the pandemic is coming again, but I'm hoping it doesn't for a long, long time. That's what we're trying to look at. But please, in India, build your relationship with the travel trade. That is very, very important. Without a travel trade, there's no way you're going to get any success. Sorry, can you go back a little bit, one slide back? Yeah, that's what I wanted to go. That before you get into the Indian market, these are some of the things that you must understand, that India is very, very complex. When I told you how big we are, I would really look at India into 5 big countries. North is separate, South is separate, East is separate, West is separate, and the center is separate. Language is separate, people are separate, they discuss their thoughts, everything is separate. Drone, in India, one size does not fit all, just keep that in mind. The second challenge which you all must understand is finding that 2% outbound travelers who are traveling at the moment. It's like within this population of 1.4 billion, it's like actually like finding a pin in a haystack. Just don't think that, okay, I'll advertise, I've done this, it's done. It doesn't work like that. So you have to very, very carefully understand the market. And again, I'm coming back to the fact, just because we speak English does not mean that the business is done in a normal English fashion. There are too many wheels between wheels. You have to know which wheel to turn to get your business going. And the good part about the Indian part is that you have all the kind of travelers you want. You want the upper rich, ultra rich, you want mass, you want middle class, everything is available to you. So that's the thing which you have to keep carefully and know that very well. Okay, can we go backwards? Yeah. Okay, this is something for the private sector. This is something which you must know about the Indian market very, very well, because this will help you. Indians now have become very demanding. They're all very, very demanding. They want every dollar they're spending, they want that. But things which you don't understand is that every household in India, and please understand this carefully, every household in India would have 1 to 5 local help in the houses. One definitely, but many of them would have 5. I'm talking about the Indian travelers. So they all have help, and they're not used to picking up the luggage or cleaning up stuff and all that. That is not Indians. So when you see somebody is waiting for somebody to pick up his luggage and take it there, it's done, because they all expect that. So Peter, that's reality. I know you will look at it a different way. So their households will have 5, 6, 7 people, but help is always available. So that's what they all expect. When they're going for a holiday, don't expect them to change overnight. They'll pick up the plate and put it on the side, they'll pick up your luggage and take it to your room. No, they want all that to be done. So that's something which is very, very important. Please, they all like to be received. They all want to be received at the airport. They would like to do that. They want a big plaque and their name booming on that, so they can look at it and they know, oh, so this is my name, and that's what it is. It's a great thing to talk about as we go along. The other thing which you must keep in mind is the Indian traveler wants flexibility. You give him an itinerary, but I guarantee you he'll change it. It's not once, at least 2 times, it's not 3 times. Be prepared for it. Be ready for it. If you have to charge him extra, go ahead and charge him. But he will. Let's accept that. Don't think that he's going to follow a particular itinerary and simple kind of situation. That is something which he will never, never do. So be careful about it. The other thing is, you must make sure that the Indian traveler has internet all the time. Could be the bus, could be the car, could be the hotel, because actually every Indian would put in his photographs in all the social media possible. For him, bragging is very, very, very important. That it doesn't work. You went abroad? I did not know. I didn't see any social media photographs. I didn't see, how the hell would I know? So for him, bragging is very important, and that will only work if you have internet. If you don't give him that connection, it's not going to work. Okay. I'm just trying to think what I can kind of get out of this whole thing, because I'm running short of time at the moment. I think I can. Okay, the food part of it, I must keep this in mind, that they would expect one Indian meal at least once a day or maybe once in 2 days. But vegetarian meals is required, but it's not compulsory. A lot of Indians today do eat non-vegetarian food, at least the travelers. But there is a sect of some of them who are Jains and all that, who are from people from Gujarat, who actually carry their own food. If I may say that, some of the Gujaratis, if you give them 40 kilos of luggage, their whole luggage will be 10 kilos, but the rest 30 kilos will be food packets. That's what happens, and that's what they want because they don't trust nobody, and that's something they will all do. So, okay, so that's something which I would really basically say. So that's India for you. So please keep this in mind. This is something which we need to look at very carefully. Okay, building relationships, I've told you that is very important. Analyze the tourism mix. Like I said, you can find every kind of tourist in India, from mice, for weddings. Today, a lot of people are doing their weddings abroad. It's cheaper to do weddings abroad kind of situation in India. That's what's basically happening at the moment. Direct flight and visas are a very important thing. I must tell you that today Schengen is creating I would say, a big problem because you don't get Schengen visas for over 2 months, sometimes 3 months. In between, the USA visa went up to something like 3 years till the government came in and spoke to them. It's come down quite a bit, but still, I would say this summer, Europe's loss is Southeast Asia's gain. Put it that way. That is how basically it's happened because those who could not get the visa have traveled to other destinations which are visa free. So that's something which I would really basically look at. Sorry, okay. Okay, some of the things which you must mention again is, I would like you to build relationships. That's something which is key. That's very, very important, which you need to look into very carefully. The other thing which you must, the tourism boards must look at very carefully is that, or the private sector must support the tourism board, then you have to go hand in hand. I've had cases where the tourism board wants to go to a particular destination and wants to do presentation and things of those kind, but the private sector is not there. Frankly, nothing can happen with that because we need that private sector to go hand in hand with the tourism board, because if I don't have a package, I don't sell anything of that kind, it's not going to take me anywhere. That's something which is imperative. That's something which you need to look after. Okay, these are some of the mistakes. I don't know if you can see these slides. If you can look at that, that's okay. I won't want to make more time. Okay, please don't run away from the destination. The other thing which you must understand as a tourism board, I want to warn them all, don't get into the pull method without getting to know and make sure that every tour operator or travel agent has a package with you. Some of you have made mistakes. They came onto the market, they advertise big thing and say, okay, come to my destination, beautiful. But how the hell do I go there? That's the mistake a lot of them have made. They spend a lot of money and they suddenly realize there was no package to go to. So please do not work without the travel agent. Reach out to them first. Give them packages, train them, let them know whatever it is, and just not train them in saying that this is a beautiful place, but tell them where the customer should go in the evening, what they need to do, how they're going to do, and where they will kind of, and nightlife is very important for Indians. Tell them which are the places, what you can do, and how you can do that. Please, that's something which you need to understand carefully. Okay, this is back again. No, this is the slide changed, right? Okay, anyway, that's what it is basically. I'm not going to go more than that. Basically, these are just some of the factors which I want to mention about India. Keep this in mind, and I'm telling you, you will succeed in the Indian market. But don't presume a lot of things. Language, be very careful. Don't think because we speak English, you can do business easily. It cannot happen that way. There are wheels between wheels. Work with the travel trade, that's important. No country, I can say that today there are 70 tourism boards in India. None of them have succeeded without working with the travel trade. They all work with the travel agents. That's something which is very important. Lastly, give it time, patience, and be seen all the time. That's what will make the big difference. All right? Thank you, guys. I want to take more time. My time is up. So that's where, Paul, I told you 10 minutes. I got you done 15 minutes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Fantastic presentation, Sanjit. If you want to actually, get an opportunity to get a piece of the Indian market, please join us at Product Travel Mart later this year. Oh, right there.
Okay, guys.
That one.
All right, I'm going to take 2 more minutes because this is for part or something. Can I have the videos, please? Sorry, my apologies. In this whole India bracket, I forgot something. Can I have the film, please?
A land of awakening,
Sorry, Paul, just 2 minutes. Can we have the music loud enough?
A land of warmth. A land of joy. A land of beauty. A land where every step forward is a journey within. I have started my journey. When will you start yours?
Hang on, 1 minute. Continue.
We're ready to welcome you.
Incredible India.
Racing has taken me all over the world. But when I put on the helmet, I am still in India. India, where I found yoga and the champion inside me.
If your mind is racing, how can you? Slow down. Breathe.
I have breathed in India's magic. I have felt its warmth. I have breathed out the noise. The Himalayas, the Ganges. I have breathed in their calm. Yoga has taught me the truth about life and motorcycles. That the more still you are, the further you can go.
Incredible India.
Okay, thank you. Any guesses why I'm
Racing.
showing? Any guesses why I'm showing you this video? All right, that's where it is on the screen. The next big event of PATA is called the PATA Travel March. Is in India between 4th and 6th of October. Can I have all of you there, please? Can you promise me that at least? Come on, applaud for yourselves, guys. At least want to see you there. Let's have it in big numbers. This is the good time, and where I like to welcome all of you, and I will personally be there to welcome all of you. So please do come to India for the PATA Travel March. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.